Previously on Read with Ronald. We're going to be talking about Waiting to Exhale.
She low-key ate with this book, and I'm not gonna hold you guys. Like, when we get to around this part, around the second or third time we're meeting each girl, I'm like, Terry said this book gonna be exactly what I want it to be. Not just this book, the movie is going to be exactly what I want it to be. She knew what she was doing, and this is one of the few times we've been able to see the translation that we've seen, because this is rare. I'm not gonna lie to you. What Terry has been able to do is rare. It is a 90s author. It's a Black author's or author period. It's their dream to be able to do what Terry did.
And do it so well.
And do it so well.
So Robin is feeling lonely. Gloria is feeling lonely too. And Bernadine is like, I'm gonna sleep with her. So Savannah mama, she being irksome. She's like, give Kenneth a chance. He's not happy in his marriage. And we get an update on Savannah's siblings. Her sister is pregnant again. Her brother is out of jail. Her other brother is in the army, so he might be going to war. It's just a lot going on. And Savannah's like basically holding the family up on her shoulders.
Even though they barely want to talk to her.
Bernie and Gloria, they go to the mall. John has been keeping a bunch of financial stuff from her. And so, yeah, they go to the mall because Gloria's like, we need a shopping trip. So let's go to the mall. And they see Robin walking around looking like a bootleg Robin Givens. And Bernie's like, Gloria, let's go, because I'm not trying to talk to Robin today because we're going to be here all day if she sees us. And Robin sees them. And she runs over. She's like, hey, y'all. Let me tell you about this new man I met.
Mm-hmm.
Enter Troy, who is a teacher at South Mountain Community College.
Mm-hmm.
Robin has decided to give Troy a chance because Michael is still calling because Robin told him, oh, let me give us some space so I can figure out what I want to do. So Michael's calling to figure out if Robin's figured her life out yet. And she's avoiding him because she's still mad about him being with another woman out in public. And she just does not want him. And so instead of telling him, Michael, I don't want you, she just dodging him. Childish.
I'm gonna stop because I've been on Robin case. I'm gonna let you go because I've been on Robin case and I'm gonna just keep talking about it. So I'm gonna let go.
So Bernadine, she goes back to work and her job is being sued. So she got to get all the company's finances together in a matter of a week. And she's just going through it because the children are doing the most. Herbert is doing the utmost. John got her out here looking crazy. Like Bernie just got about 11 things going on. And then to make matters worse, Onika gets sick. Bernie's like, you know what? I'm going to drop Herbert and focus on my kids because my kids come first. And so Bernie's thinking Onika is dying. So she take the girl to the emergency room and the girl has an ear infection.
But it was a close call.
Mm-hmm.
It was a close call, but it was just ear infection. But I also want to point out that the kids was an excuse. She was tired of Herbert, and she did not want to deal with that man. And Merlin, you ain't got a lot of us, and you ain't got a lot of yourself.
So
that
she
man was doing the most, and you want it to be done. It's the fact that she got mad. It's the fact that she got mad at him. She said, why are you doing all of that? You is married. Him trying to make this more than what it is. So she said, you married. Bernadine, what would you confusing us all right now. You confusing us all. Because why in this moment are you reminding him that you married? This one really like, you're married. That don't matter to him. Obviously, Bernadine, he don't care about being married.
So she dropped him and she got to focus on her kids. And then she goes to a doctor's appointment and she tells the doctor everything that's going on. And the doctor's like, it sounds like you're depressed. Take these antidepressants. Bernie took them antidepressants, and
I'm not gonna lie.
that girl starts seeing stuff. She like, what is going on?
This scene could have possibly sent us back 2 decades or pushed us forward 2 decades because it sent us back because you know how they are about black people, how
Yeah,
sometimes we are about mental health and stuff like that, and
yeah.
how we don't want to take medicine and stuff like that. So it could have possibly sent us back from how it was because it's like, girl, but it also could have pushed us forward because when it comes to prescriptions and stuff like that, I feel like doctors, we know that there's a medical bias too. So although it could be like a you doing the most, you setting us back with this experience, it also could be a real life experience because doctors don't be they don't one stuff like that can happen regardless if you take medicine, but also I feel like with black people, they just medicate us a different type of way.
Because medical racism is real, and for some reason, the medical field believes that Black people, especially Black women, handle pain better than people who are not Black.
You get it double because they think women handle pain better, and then they think that women handle pain better, and they think that black people can handle pain better. So when it comes to black women, they be like, "Oh yeah,
So Bernadine, she take them pills
y'all
for
got
about
it."
4 days, and she go back to the doctor. She like, what is this mess that you have given me? Because no, I'm seeing stuff. No. What is this? And the doctor like, oh, maybe you just need to cut the pill in half. And when
First of all,
she's
doctor, that was the first step.
first of all, this is the sample. We just trying it out.
First things first, because we just trying it out. Wouldn't you think to have told me to take a half a pill first so I could see how it was and then start taking the full pill, Miss Doctor, ma'am? Why would you wait till after I have these effects to talk about half a pill? And you know us, we do not be playing when it comes to ain't nobody trying to be seeing stuff walking around. If I wanted to do hardcore drugs, I would be doing hardcore drugs. You didn't tell me that this was the experience I was gonna have.
That doctor said cut the pill in half, and I thought of two things. The first thing, cut the baby in half. Because if you don't know, it's this story in the Bible during King Solomon's time. It's these two women. They had babies at the same time. One person's baby died. So the other lady, she stole the other lady's baby. And so then the other lady, like, no, she stole my kid. And the other lady, like, no, this is my kid. So they going back and forth and they go before King Solomon. King Solomon is like, okay, we're gonna have a test. And whoever passes the test is the real mother of the child. He grabs a sword and he's like, we gonna cut the baby in half because that way y'all can both have one. The lady over here who gave birth to the baby talking about some, don't cut my child in half. If she want the baby, she can have him. Just don't cut the baby in half. This one over here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, cut the baby in half. It's all right.
Girl, you ain't think it was a trick question?
That man said, give her the baby, take her to jail.
You're going to jail.
Like I said, I thought of two things when I seen cut the pill in half. The first was cut the baby in half. The other was turn the wig around.
Because Dina thought she ate the girls up with that one. She thought she said,
Turn the wig
and
around.
you know we've been talking about the inspiration. It's not far-fetched. I see it. I see that the girl said, yeah, we gonna be different. Woo. And you know what? Yeah, because did either of those solutions work?
No, no. Y'all went on stage with some backwards wigs and lost. Granted, we're not gonna get into Dream Girls, but yeah, don't turn the wig around. Turning the wig around does not work.
Trying hard to prescribe people the right stuff first and going over the different side effects beforehand and starting off with low doses beforehand and being proactive instead of reactive. That's what works.
And
Making
so,
sure you buy a wig that ain't nobody else got. That's what works. Not, it rarely works.
and so Bernie is like, you know what? I don't need this mess. And so she takes the rest and she dumps it down the drain. Then we go back to Robin. Like we said, she done met a new man, Troy. Troy comes over and he ready to go straight to the bedroom. Robin is like, I'm gonna do things differently with Troy because Bernadine and Savannah and Gloria have all called her out on meeting a new man and going straight to the bedroom. And she's like, you know what? I'm gonna do things differently this time. I'm gonna get to know Troy first, and then we're gonna go to the bedroom. And so Troy is like, he gets a call and he's like, oh, well, I gotta go by this friend's house. You want to come along? And Robin's like, yeah, sure. She gets herself all nice and together. They go out to this friend's house. And while they're on the way there, Robin's asking him questions about himself. He's a teacher. His mom and his son live with him. Robin's like, son, what son? And Troy's like, oh, yeah, I got a 16-year-old. And so Robin, of
Mm-hmm.
course, is like, oh, well, what happened to the mom? Oh, I don't even know what happened to the mom. What happened to the mom?
Child, I do not even know. I was stuck on he lived with his mama. I was stuck on him trying to explain him living with his mama.
He's,
I wouldn't even pay attention.
he's like, oh no, she lives with me, but I just live in the basement. Okay, Troy. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She lived with you, but it's nice living with her because you got somebody to cook and clean after you. That I'm supposed to believe. Because if your parent lived with you, ain't you supposed to be taking care of them? I didn't know they were supposed to still be taking care of you if they live with you in their old age.
So yeah, they get to this friend house. Robin is like, what in the world did you bring me to? Because they get in there and the first thing she see is drugs. She like, what is this?
It reminded me of that scene with Nene with the white who child, the ghetto, the ghetto. That's all I picture Robbie walking in there. A white refrigerator. Mm-mm.
So Robin is like, no, no, Troy, it's time to go. Take me back home. Troy's like, why are you tripping? Robin is like, I'm not comfortable here. It's time to go. So Troy, after spending some time there, they go back to Robin's house. And Troy, he invites Robin over the next day for a barbecue at his mama's. And Robin is like, why are you inviting me over for a barbecue? We've only known each other for a week. And Troy's like, oh, I just want you to meet my mom and my family, get to know them. And so Robin, she's like, okay, and then she decides to go sleep with Troy. I'm like, Robin, where? Where is it? Where is it? You just found out this man is into doing drugs and you going to go sleep with him? You going to agree to go to his mama's house? And so
Yes.
Robin, they do what they do. Troy leaves. Robin don't even know that Troy has left. They leave. She wake up. She's like, "Oh, Troy
Mm.
gone." Okay. She get a phone call. It's Troy. Troy's trying to talk dirty on the phone, and Robin is like, "Yeah, no, this is not. It's not gonna work. I don't do this." She got on the phone with Savannah, and Savannah is like, "Robin, you need to cancel." But Robin has learned that the barbecue is in her honor. Troy is basically throwing this whole barbecue for her, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like, Robin, get the cognitive functions going. This man just met you a week ago. He already trying to get you to meet his mama and his family. It's in your honor. It's sounding like wedding proposal, sounding like marriage.
Sounding like what you wanted. Sound like what you've been wanting, though. Sure does.
Run, go the other way. This is Troy. You need to go this way, opposite direction. And what does Robin do? She gets on the phone. She tells Troy, Troy, I'm not going to the barbecue. I'm not comfortable with this whole idea of me going to meet your family so soon. We've only known each other for a week. And then her wallet comes up missing. And this dummy, while she,
Mm-mm.
no, no, because we gonna call Robin what she is in this moment. This dummy, she's on the phone with Savannah, talking about some Savannah. You think he stole my wallet?
If 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 4 is 8. Come on now.
Your wallet is
The
missing.
thing about
And
the
Troy is a
the
is a drug user.
and then how she found it. Oh, girl, I found my wallet. Where was it? You left your wallet somewhere, and it somehow ended up right behind your tire, right under your back tire.
Talking about something I ran it
In
over.
what way could you conveniently run over your wallet, Robin? This is the thing. This woman you was calling Robin or dummy. That's why I said, Robin is what we like to call willfully ignorant. You can see her knowing the truth because she's smart enough to put two and two together, but to be like, oh, nah, I'm not gonna let people get in my head. I'm thinking too hard. I'm being like this. A pick me. You want me picked so bad. You want me pick so bad that you're gonna throw away all of what you already know. Because you're smart. So Robin can put two and two together, but she chooses that way because she wants to say, oh, well, I don't want to jump to conclusions. People just hating. When in reality, you're desperate and you don't want the man to leave you, even if he's doing all types of crazy shenanigans. You want, and I want to be like Robin wants the best, but Robin does not. I personally do not think Robin sees the best in people. She's not one of those people who I see the best in you. I see the great, I see light in everybody. That's why I get my heart broken. No, you are just desperate. You're just desperate. You see a pretty face, you want a man with a pretty face, and you just want to be married. And this is the thing, you want the house, the this and that, but you will sacrifice all of that, all of the happiness, as long as this man stays home and marries me. Even if I gotta do all the working, all the cooking, all the cleaning, I will do all of that and more, as long as you ain't even gotta be in the ring. We can run to the courthouse. That's how desperate she be giving. We can run to the courthouse.
We call that a dummy. Robin is a dummy.
Listen,
That has been your public
willfully
service
ignorant.
announcement. That has been your word of the day, dummy. If you open the dictionary and go to the word dummy, it's Robin's face.
Well, Robin, I can't because you're intelligent enough to know. You're willfully ignorant. I cannot give you the dummy title because that gives you a way out. The dummy title, like you're a dummy, gives you a way out to be like, oh yeah, you just like it's a bless her heart. Robin don't get no bless her heart from me. She don't get it's no bless her heart because Robin knows. She knows. No, child, no, no.
So the next chapter is the Black Women on the Move meeting. I really enjoyed the Black Women on the Move storyline. And so they sit in that meeting. It's about what, like 26 of them, and Savannah's the newest one. And so they just having a meeting, they talking about the things that went on. They're disappointed because they didn't get the luncheon turnout that they were hoping for. So because they didn't get the turnout they were hoping for, they didn't raise enough money to sponsor their sisters' night out. That's what it's called. Let's call it girls' night out. Their sisters' night out. They don't have enough money to put on that event for the women, so they're all disappointed about that. And the reason they cancel that is because they want to make sure that the money they do have, they can still put towards the scholarships and the like community programs they have going on. And I was like, I like Black Women on the Move.
It was a nice part of the story, and it was a part of the story that made it be more centered around women. Because this story, how we said, they do talk a lot about men, but with Sisters on the Move, and then Sisters on the Move coming up so much and seeing how much the girls care about, certain girls care about it, it gives that other layer of we have more stuff going on than these raggedy men we dating.
That's why I liked it, because they had something going on outside of their relationships. But my thing is this, they talking about they want to increase their presence in the town, but when they start throwing suggestions, one of the suggestions is, oh, why don't we do open membership? And they're like, we already tried that and it failed miserably. And I'm like, so y'all want to increase your presence, but you want to also be exclusive.
Sounds about right. You can help us, but you can't sit with us. Come to the come, girl. Come to our events, but you can't sit with us. I think that's one part of the storyline I don't like because I was disappointed. I was ready for the girls' night out. I was ready for the sister night out. I ain't gonna lie. I was very disappointed in the meeting. Because what you mean we're not gonna have sisters night out? We've been waiting the whole book for that. And me waiting. Oh, they're gonna try to use Savannah, something they're gonna pull through. No, ma'am. They said no. We're gonna have every woman. We'll do the scholarships. Ain't even trying to. Y'all can figure it out. Oh no, we can't figure out how to do scholarships. I'm glad y'all responsible.
But Savannah's like, look, just because they not having sisters night out does not mean we four can't have sisters night out. And so they plan to have their own little sisters night out. So then Savannah get home, she nervous about seeing Kenneth. And so then Kenneth get out there and he tells Savannah, oh, I was in love with you. But I played it safe because I assumed you was dating around.
I hate I used to love you person. Cause what I'm supposed to do, I especially this is my thing. I hate I used to love you person after we have all this going on. Like I understand I used to love you and I want to come back and we both single. I won't say I understand if you got a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, but okay. But married?
With a child?
Married. Married with a child. Before you, God, both of y'all family members, the courthouse, the judge, whatever it was, before everybody, you go sick. Sick. I'm sick. And I hate him. I'm not gonna lie. I hate a I will leave my wife for you type of I hate them type of people. I will leave my one because you're lying. One, because you're lying. Let's get that first part out the way that you're lying. But two, you're sick. You're sick. I'm supposed to like the fact that you have a 3-year-old daughter and you will leave her to be with me. But when you in love and you a little desperate because you moved to Phoenix and it's very a dry scene, things happen differently.
Savannah been spending a little too much time with Robin.
Yeah,
Because she decides to go on an outing with Kenneth to Sedona. And Savannah then regrets planning this outing because she knows that he's gonna go back home to his wife and child.
My girl was trying to be strong. She said he's married with a child. It ain't a big deal. We're gonna just be friends. Especially because when they last left off, they were, more than friends, but friends more or less. So she had the delusion that we'll just be friendly. And she tried to hold on to that delusion. She did. She tried to hold on until she saw Kenneth. And his thirsty behind, she fell for the trap. She didn't fall for the trap. She was a part of the trap. Let me not even say she fell for the trap. Their plan came together. It meshed together just how they wanted it to on accident. I didn't plan. You think I planned to come into your life? You think I planned to fall for you? Well, you sure did both plan this little cute little trip to a cute little getaway. So it's seeming a little bit premeditated to me. Just a little bit.
Get back to Robin. She got all three men calling her. Troy just wants to be back with Robin. Michael is trying to figure out has Robin made up her mind yet? And Russell.
Who
Russell
she
is
respond to,
calling.
guys?
She responds to Russell, and Russell is calling to tell her to leave him alone because he's married now to Carolyn, the girl that he got pregnant earlier in the book. Yeah, he married her. And Robin is like, "Are you serious?" So she's heartbroken, and she over here. Oh my gosh, I thought he was changed. I thought he was different. How could he do this to me? Because you're a dummy, and you let him come back into your life after you was warned by Carolyn that he was no good.
First of all, how you get him is how you lose him. You should have knew right then. You should have knew right then what type of time he was on. Because how you get him is how you lose him. That's what happens when you want to be so desperate. You know how what did they say? So you seen that tweet where it was like some people be talking about they fighting demons and really the whole time it be their karma. That's what it gives. You talking about you talking about why he don't want me, why he hurt me this bad. When probably you probably stole him from Carolyn. Like you thinking Carolyn is the girl that he cheating on you with, when really you're the side. You've always been the side. If you didn't know, you've always been the side.
I just want to make this clear. I don't believe in karma. But Robin can't be surprised that Russell's a cheater because he was a cheater when you got with him because you were the one he was using to cheat.
How you get them is how you lose them, and you gonna reap what you sow. You put it in. You steal somebody, man. First of all, it's not even. This is the thing. He's not your. He has never been your man. He has. Give me one point where he's been her man. He's never been. From the beginning, he was somebody else's man. From the middle, he was somebody else's man because you kept being harassed. Why do you think? Because he was somebody else's man. To him getting somebody else pregnant who was not you, to him marrying another woman. You've always been, I'm sorry, but how are you going to be the other woman for 3 years straight? You've been the other woman for 3 years straight, begging to get married. And let me tell you something. If I was Russell, I wouldn't marry you either. Because you mean tell me I got somebody pregnant? Pregnant.
Still with me? You're still with me?
I don't have to ever marry you because you're going to always be there. I just got to sprinkle a little, I'll change. Robin, please forgive me. And what's going to happen every time?
Embarrassing.
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this.
So Robin, she over here all heartbroken. So she gets she decides to get herself drunk and she calls Michael. And a woman answers. And she's like, Harper, who is this? It's his friend Gina who is staying with him. And Robin is like, oh, okay, so Michael, this is what we're doing. And I'm like, well, Robin, you haven't answered none of the phone calls. You've been ducking and dodging this man. He's been trying to get in contact with you. You can't expect him to wait on you for the rest of his life.
This is what we've been doing. And I don't know why you think he would wait on you when you start talking to him. And what did he do? He came to that party with a whole nother woman.
So yeah, the girls, they decide to take Robin out because she is heartbroken, but she does not want to go. But so she ends up making plans again. She ends up finally getting in contact with Michael, and they make plans to go to dinner the next Friday. And then the next Friday rolls around, and he forgets because Gina then made dinner for him. And so Robin is like, Michael, really? How could you forget about me? And I'm like, once again, Robin, you're over here. Gina's in his house. You're ducking and dodging this man. Gina seems to be showing interest, even though she's just a friend. She's seeming like a very friendly friend.
Cooking and cleaning, baby. You pining over ex dudes.
She's like, I don't need Michael. I don't need Russell. I'm gonna call Troy, the man that is on drugs. And so Bernadine, she has the house to herself because John is taking the kids for the summer. And she's finally for real dropped Herbert because he caught feelings and he was doing too much. And she was like, I was just trying to have a little fun. I wasn't trying to get in a relationship. You gotta go.
It's her. That's how you knew that make out her nerves. But I just kept down when she was like, what about your wife? And your wife, Herbert, like your wife. Brittany, you don't care about that woman. You do not care about that woman. She's like his wife, like your wife, your wife, your Brittany. If you say his wife one more time, I miss you. What about your wife? I want to see you. What about your wife? I love you. What about your wife? Girl, please do not act like we care about this man's wife now. Please do not.
Her divorce is finalized. So she's like, Savannah, girl, my divorce is finalized. Let's go out. Savannah like, Bernie, Kenneth coming back. Bernie like, okay, girl, I see you. I'll just take myself out. So that's what she does. She take herself out. She goes down to like the Ritz Hotel and checks herself in for the night. And she goes down to the bar. And while she's down at the bar, she meets James, who is also married.
Mm-mm.
He's not in love with his wife because he's just falling out of love with her, but he's like, but she's sick, so that's why I'm not leaving her because it's not right to leave her while she's sick.
The wife is a white woman.
Yeah.
She is, yeah.
So they
I don't know if I don't know if that was an important detail, but it was kind of they made it seem like it was. So yeah. Mm.
then they decide to go back to Bernie's room and they end up sleeping together. And they're like, oh my gosh, I've had such a really good time
Mm,
with
mm,
you.
mm,
This
mm.
is, I haven't felt this way in a long time. And I'm like, that's called lust. That's called sin. You're sinners.
I really, 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 that was one of those moments. I was really hoping they just went to sleep. I was. Everybody in the book was hoping they just went to sleep. Just go to sleep. Just give me get that part is like when you realize. I feel like it's similar to realizing like has your mom sleeps with people. like you know, like it's a point where it's like your parent, you cannot fathom them like you sleep with people. Like you be like, that's weird. Like you can't fathom it. You think that it's like you know, you live in your fantasy world where Bernie and him they just fall asleep into each other's arms. And then you find out, or it's like the truth. You found the truth of the family secret.
Mm-hmm.
And they be like, oh yeah, your mom and such and such mom and daddy was in love, they married, and then you find out it was a shotgun wedding, or you find out somebody got like it was a shotgun wedding, or actually he left his wife. You be like, that's what I feel like. I feel like in the book, I feel like this book was like me getting the real version of like the story I was being told. Like, not since you an adult, I can tell you what really happened. That's how I feel, especially in this specific part.
Mm-hmm. And so yeah, they do that, and then we go to Gloria. Gloria is over here stressed out because her whole life is falling apart. But there's a light in the darkness because a man moves in across the street. She's like, a
What kind
man
of man,
has
Ronald?
a black man, an older black man has moved in across the street. So she's like,
From
it's a
where?
man. She's like, it's a man, but he might be married and got kids. So I don't have a chance. But maybe I can still like make friends because there's no other black people in this neighborhood. So she goes down to the salon. Desiree has quit. Philip claims that he's got shingles. And then Bernadine comes in to get her hair done. And she reveals that after James, she has moved on to another man, Vincent, who is 10 years younger than her. I'm
Me
like,
thinking the new man was that, and then she said he 10 years younger than me. I was like, dang, James real mature. I didn't know he was 10 years younger than
no, it's Vincent.
Vincent. Yeah, Vincent. Me and names, because I'm like, I also Vincents are also very much trouble, but he wasn't bad in this book. He wasn't bad. He just wasn't. He wasn't for. I don't know what made Bernie think. I don't know. I think she just wanted to be rebellious and just go away from John to be with these other men. But I'm like, Bernie, because you tried to marry me and you like, I ain't really feeling it. You try somebody 10 years younger than you. Now, out of everybody in this book, you're the last person who should be with somebody who's younger than them. Out of everybody in this book and their mentality, ma'am, you are the last person who should be trying to date somebody younger than you.
she's like, I'm dating this man who's 10 years younger than me, and they get to talk about everything that's going on. Just get to gossiping. Robin is back with Russell again because Carolyn threw him out the house for cheating on her with somebody else.
If you're not embarrassed that they talking about it at the salon, this has been brought to your salon, okay? Like where you sit and gossip. I don't know about you, but I couldn't sit in the face of the girls that I gossip with and kiki with, knowing that my gossip is the hottest on the street. Like my baggage is the hottest on the street right now, what everybody's talking about, because
And
that's
so the
why.
Gloria, she get home and she talks to Tariq. Tariq, he's a senior now. He started a new school year. His grades are good. He's doing good in school, but he's dating white girls. And Gloria's like, well, she's like, I'm not against interracial relationships, but have you ever considered dating, like a black girl? And Tariq's like, I know what I like. She had this kind of like internal monologue of, oh, now even my son is dating white girls. What's with our men choosing white women all the time? And I'm like, okay, Gloria, in your case specifically, look at where you live. You are living in Phoenix, Arizona, and you you admitted this in the book, you specifically chose the whitest neighborhood in Arizona because you did not want Tariq going to a more ethnically diverse school because you didn't want to have to worry about things such as gang behavior and drug behavior and him getting into trouble. Granted, Tariq is still getting into trouble at this predominantly white school, but but Gloria, in this specific case, I'm not gonna say it's your fault necessarily, but
The
your
call is coming from inside the house.
your action, your decision to live in an all-white community and have your son raised up around white people, you can't be surprised he gonna want to date white girls. That's all he's known.
This is something we don't, and I was talking about this with somebody else, that we don't talk about enough about moving into these neighborhoods. There's two things that happen with him. One, dating white girls. That's all he's around. Two, the little gang stuff, the little having attitudes. A lot of kids, if you've never been around other black people, just like how all white people who've never been around black people, how do they learn about black people? They learn about black people through TV. So if you're a black child, has never been around other black people, how are they going to learn about what being black means? Through music, through TV, through the movies. So they're going to put and that's why he was like, we're not a gang, but they're going to put on the look. They're going to put the little flag in their pocket, the bandana. They're going to dress in all the same colors because that's what they think being ethnic is. Because you haven't let him be around any real black people. You don't have him around anybody else who's black. So that's what happens. And then you wonder why he got this little pretend gang. Wonder why he said we were white women. Well, and you with sisters on a move. You and sisters on a move. You ain't no little black boy, little black boy club in Phoenix that he could be a part of. Because you still making sure you in tap. That's the thing. You making sure you in tap with your black girlfriends. You making sure you're surrounded by black girls every day at work. You making sure you're involved. What's your son involved in?
And then you also can't be surprised that he's like, oh, the the gang is not a gang, and he is like, it's not a big deal because think about it, he's mostly around white boys. They get away with a
He
lot
doesn't
more.
know. Yeah, he don't.
He's thinking he's like
And
them.
and they don't know what. Not just he's thinking he's like them. He's around white. He like I said, what does he see this on TV? Or maybe even he probably seen his favorite. Like, let's say you've never been from, but like you like Snoop Dogg. You see Snoop Dogg with the flag on. You like, oh, this cool. People even now, when you think about now, people wear like the little I think it's called Paisley, whatever it's called. I think Paisley's print. People wear that little print on all the time. On like, I can't wear it because I just where I'm from, it just messed my head up. But people wear it all the time because it's like it's fashionable because they don't know the meaning behind it. He don't know if him walk around with a little blue, little red, little yellow, little orange, whatever little bandana he got in his pocket. He doesn't know the actual meaning. So to him, it's like, mama, we just wearing bandanas and We not fight. We not doing nothing actually. We just wearing bandanas versus to somebody who grew up like Gloria and like where she grew up in Crenshaw.
Like
She
in
grew up
Oak,
somewhere in
she
like somewhere
like Oakland.
in Oakland. She grew up in Oakland. So like people like her, people who from a certain environment, when we see the little paisley print, when we see a flag in the pocket, but it's because we've been around a different environment to know what that is. He's never been in an environment where it would matter. He's never walked around where him wearing a bandana, he just like any one of the other kids on campus. Cause and let's be honest, which one of them little white boys gonna punch him in the face for wearing a bandana? Apparently none, because it ain't happened.
So yeah, Tariq, he doing better. And he wants to join this organization called Up With People. It's like this little traveling music organization because Tariq plays a saxophone. So it's this traveling music organization, and it's like it's a positive experience. They get world experience and like all types of stuff. And Gloria, of course, is like, I don't know. She like, I don't know. And he's like, I want to take a year off between this and college, and then once I do this Up With People, then I want to go to Morehouse. And Gloria's like, I don't know. The plan was for you to go to the college up the street. And the reason Gloria is like this is because she don't have a man. She has elevated Tariq into the status of being her man. And I forget which one of them pointed it out. It was either Bernadine or Savannah. Like, Tariq is basically her husband. And now he getting ready to leave. And Gloria's like, oh, Lord, what am I going to do?
And he wanted to go because of what? He said, I've been surrounded by white people all my life. I want to go be with my people. I want to go be with my people. And ain't no HBCUs in California.
Actually, there is one, but it's a medical university.
I about to say, because most California kids, I know people from California usually come to the South because ain't none where they from. And California go from here of the United States all the way down to here of the United States. And you have one HBCU. They can't have more now. I'm gonna say, I'm not saying they should have more because they can't have more. But
so yeah, Tariq, he wants to start living his own life, and Gloria's like, what am I gonna do? So she's like, you know what? This new black family moved in across the street. I'm gonna go make friends with them. So she go over there, she take a pie, and she's like, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Gloria. I live across the street. What's your name? And he's like, I'm Marvin. And she's like, okay, hi, Marvin. Yeah, I just brought you this pie, wanted to be neighborly. Um, and she's like, oh, so like, she basically asks him, does he have a wife? He's like, no, I'm not married. My wife passed away a few years ago. I just have grown kids now. And Gloria, she's like, oh, well, if you ever want to come over for dinner, you can come over for dinner. I'll have my son Tariq send over a plate later. But you can always join us. I just got collard greens, ham, peach cobbler, cornbread, macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes, chicken. I was like, okay, Gloria, when the menu gonna end? And so yeah, Gloria invites him over one day, and she walks away. She like, I hope he's not looking at me walk away.
what he was doing,
He was looking at
like
her.
she knew he was. And the thing about it, I remember when they brought it up, but they did mention him being, because she was talking about eating and how much food it was, and he's like, I'm from the South. That's nothing. I'm from the South. We eat. Okay. And that's the thing too about Gloria, because even I think it speaks to being big in California. I feel like it's very different from being big in Houston to being big in Miami to being big in New York. Big is very relative depending on where you live.
I was just like, when the menu gonna end? Because the girl was just going and going and going. I'm like, okay, Gloria, how much did you cook? It's just you and Tariq.
I sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I think that people are not around plus size people. And I think that they pull from their thoughts. Sometimes I feel like they pull from their thoughts and what they think the experience will be. Because a lot of people who are plus size, I know some of them do binge eat. Don't get me wrong. Some of them do binge eat. But a lot of them, to me, do not eat enough. Like a lot of them, like they might pig out, but they might not. And then some of them are not probably going to do it in front of you. So I feel like that was an exaggeration from her stand. Like it could have been a creative thing of I'm gonna make it big to be creative, but I also think it was also from her lens of being this size of a woman. I don't know if she was bigger when she was young. I don't know what her experience is, but I think it was from that lens of like, wow, the list went on and on. And her trying to impress him too. I think that was a part of it. But yeah, I think it was to, I'm a big girl, so I eat this, and this. I got this, and this, 18 things on hand every day.
So yeah, Gloria, she invites him over for dinner and she goes back home and she starts daydreaming about him because she likes him. And at this point, we like got 100 pages left in the book, and I'm like, we almost finished and we just now meeting a potential man for Gloria. There's not going to be enough time to develop a romance for them. Carolyn calls Robin and tells her she is dumb for taking Russell back. And she's like, you better hope he don't give you herpes.
Here is why I said Robin is willfully ignorant. This right here, this is the first one was the baby, and this one was the second. This one was the second one. Because first of all, he asked her, what did she say? Why do you want to know? I didn't think the paraphrase her, she was like, why you want to know? No, what exactly did she say to you? Why do you need to know her exact words? Why do you need to know her exact words? And then she's like, first of all, he already lied to you about the baby and being married. Why would he not lie to you about this? But she's like, it's no, he's right. Like, she making it up. She just mad. She went back.
And plus, he don't look like he got herpes.
He don't have no bumps, and I don't either. You know that's not how it works, right?
She takes him back, and he explains that that he is not with Carolyn because she lost her figure from having the baby, and she's always nagging him. And I'm like, Robin, this is the man you want to be. This is the man you are so hung up over. A man who will leave a woman for losing her figure for having a baby.
You know what kind of sick man you have to be to leave a woman after birth during the middle of freaking um postpartum depression? Like, you know how sick, like, of her having to get used to her new body. And Robin is just eating up. You. I'm not gonna call you stupid. You're willfully ignorant. You're not stupid. You are causing self-inflicting pain. You are, why would he hurt me? Why would he hurt me? No, you are hurting you. I wish somebody in this book would have shook her to life and told her that. You are hurting you at this point. At this point, you hurting yourself. And you hurting yourself. Maybe my priorities not in order. Maybe my priorities are not in order. But I would take Michael over him any day.
Look, Michael was cool.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you. I would have even took movie. Because you maxed me out. Listen to me. You maxed out my credit cards. I had to co-sign a car for you. You then got another woman pregnant and gave her the ring that you said you were gonna give me. And all you are offering, you're not offering to pay a bill. You're not offering to pay me back these $3,000, knowing that I got parents out here that need the money. You didn't ruin my credit, so I couldn't even get a credit card to help them. I'm ruining my own credit trying to get over you. And you ain't offering me a dime, a penny, ain't nothing. You living in my house. And then here's a man who, I have a summer house on the lake. I have that. You want to be a stay-at-home mom? Done. You want a nice little car? Done. Like, is that all you want? Which one am I gonna take? I want Robin. A pretty face that ruins my life and adds nothing to it. A man who is plus size, who loves me with all his heart, who will give me the world. Which one? Which one are we gonna take? Because let's be real. Let's be real. Let's be real, Miss Ma'am. If he wasn't plus size and he was ginger with the little freckles and light, would you not be all upon him? And had the money? Because you really just and then Michael was like, I ain't even mad at you. Figure it out, and I'm here. Wow, you gotta chase this man down.
Because Russell is going back and forth talking about he gonna talk to Carolyn, they're gonna talk about a divorce. So Robin's like, he gonna go do that. I'm gonna go check on my parents. Her dad is going to a nursing home, which is the one thing he did not want. And her mom has been advised to divorce him for financial reasons. And she's like, no, I'm not divorcing my husband. I said for better or for worse. So if I'm gonna go broke taking care of him, then so be it.
Yeah.
And what is Robin doing? What is Robin doing? Entertaining Russell. Who would not make that type of sacrifice for her?
Come on now. You're not helping me. You're harming me. Them $30,000 I could have sent to my mama. I could have sent that to my mama.
My
You
mama
have to
who her
borrow money from your friends to make up for it.
my mama who herself is sick. Okay, let's remember that. Robin's mom is also sick, taking care of her dad.
And to see, that's why I'm like, Robin was just the princess that never grew up. Like she saw her mom and dad's love. And what a lot of people do, especially a lot of girls, is equate marriage or a relationship with love and romance. And those are two different things. You want to marry somebody that you love, but marriage does not equate love. Marriage does not equate the love that your father and mother have. I guarantee you, your daddy wasn't doing what Russell was doing because you wouldn't be here. And y'all would have no house to live in. Russell don't have no house. But where does Russell live?
He don't got a house. Where does he live? He lives with
Russell
Robin.
live. When one of them put him out, he go to the other one. That's all he do. One girl put me out, I'm gonna get another one. And she put me out, I'm gonna go back to the old. She put me out, I'm gonna
And so
back
Russell
and forth.
he comes back. And Robin's like, okay, so y'all getting divorced? Russell's like, we talked. She's like, what does that mean? We talked about getting a divorce. We just not it don't happen in one day. And so Robin, she is like, what in the world is wrong with this man? And so she gets a phone call from Troy. She's like, Troy, she gives it a little bit of attention, but she not feeling Troy. And so when she hangs up, Russell's like, who was that? She's like, oh, it was Savannah. And Russell's like, oh, tell your boyfriends not to call here after 11. And I'm like, first of all, sir, you don't pay no bills in this house. You're not even supposed to be here. So you do not tell me
It's her.
who I can and cannot talk to on the phone that I pay for.
Is Russell? You see the energy that should have been given, but the energy that was given. Is he jealous? Oh my God, he's jealous.
Dummy.
Girl, they couldn't care one or two or three or four about you, and I'm not letting her pass because you know this. You know this. You know this, but you want to chase this so bad. And it's pretty face that's gonna ruin my life, and that's what kills me, or a plus size dude that's gonna give me the world. Why are we making these decisions?
Dummy.
Why are that girl spilled her whole life dream and that man said, oh, that's it? That's all you want? You sure you don't want to add a little nothing? Okay. Yeah, no. Demi, I was not supposed to be talking about Robin, y'all. We're gonna be here all night. I'm not talking about Robin no more.
Dummy.
I'm not talking about Robin no more.
Yeah, so then Gloria's birthday comes up and all the girls decide they're gonna go over to her house and celebrate. And this was the most chaotic birthday party I have ever read in my life.
Loved it. Loved it. Lived for it.
It's just chaotic. They sitting up there throwing Gloria's music around, talking about some girl, don't put that on, that's old, don't put that on, it's gonna have us in our feelings. Like it was a lot going on. I was like, this is so chaotic.
My favorite part was was Tyreek coming in and being like,
No, forget Tyreek. Forget Tyreek because that boy came in, saw his mama stumbling in the dark drunk, and instead of helping his mama, he gonna be like, yeah, no, no, I'm just gonna go to bed. You not gonna help your mama?
he said, y'all was doing too much. Y'all had a time, huh? And
Your
Gloria
mama, your
looked at
mama
them
is
stairs.
stumbling through the house in the dark. You not gonna help her to bed?
She looked at them stairs. She looked at them. She said, I guess we all gonna have this little pallet in the living room. Have us a sleepover like we at our grandma's house.
The party was chaotic. Bernadine's like, I'm not with Vincent no more. He was a baby. Savannah, she's still sleeping with Kenneth. Robin done got rid of Russell again. And Gloria is lonely. So they get to talking, they get to reminiscing, and they get to talking about men. And they go through this list of what men are not. And what I really enjoyed about this part was Savannah talking about we only talk about men when we get together because we don't have nothing else to talk about. We have other stuff going on in our lives, but this is just what we get on.
She said, let me remind y'all that I have fully formed characters, okay? We have our backstories. We are people. Don't play with us. She got to let them know, don't play with us. We not one of them. We not one of them.
And then Kathleen comes up and Bernie's like, I'm gonna call her. And then Rob is like, give me the phone, I'll talk to her. And then Gloria's like, no, this is childish. We are too grown for this. We're not doing this. But
And
yeah, I
Savannah's
enjoyed
weak.
this chapter. I enjoyed it because it was chaotic and it was fun.
It was so much fun. I just imagine them just having, I love it, especially just the sisterhood, just having a great little night. They was determined to have a good night, and they did.
They
It
sure
was the
did.
happy birthdays. Gloria said, I'm not touching a thing. No, my birthday.
I'm like, so after the little chaotic birthday, John and Kathleen, oh Lord, they done got married. Here come Onika. John and Kathleen are married. Bernie's like, okay, because she's trying not to demonize John to the kids. So then Onika says, oh, Kathleen is so nice and sweet to us. Bernie's like, okay, I would hope so. And then here go Onika. And Kathleen's pregnant. Bernie loses her mind. She run off to the room crying. And John Jr. takes it upon himself to curse Onika out and slap this girl in the face. And Bernadine is peeking through the door like, oh yeah, that's what she get. I was like, Bernadine, no ma'am. This is not what we as black people do. This is not what we as black. You do not allow your child to slap your other child in the face and curse them out. And you sit there and be like, that's what she get. You walk out there and you go discipline your child. I don't care how hurt you feel. You don't do that mess. Don't do that. Do not do that. Don't do that.
Anita got a big mouth, and it's probably time. Girl, that's your job as the mom. She said, I'm not gonna be no bad guy. But John, he did what needed to be done.
Because Bernadine, why would you allow your child to do
I'm
that?
telling you.
Because now you just turning John Jr. into John Sr.
This book,
Dummy number
like I
two.
said, this is you finding out. This is you finding out the true story. Like, this is you finding out your Auntie Bernadine is not the Auntie Bernadine you thought she was. She is not the Auntie Bernie that you thought she was. Yeah, you thought you had that Auntie. No, it wasn't one Mary man. It was Mm-hmm.
Because why would? Because
No,
you
girl,
just
you ain't know your
really
Auntie. No, your Auntie Bernadine used to get down.
So a rainstorm rolls in. A rainstorm rolls in. And Bernie, she thinking about James. Cause she's like, I haven't felt a spark since I was with James. And so she gets a letter from him. And he's like, oh hey, and here and Onika, of course, she come in, she asking questions while Bernie trying to read the letter. She's like, the letter's like, my wife has died. I can't stop thinking about you. I want to see you again, basically. And he's
This
like,
was
oh
so sick. This was so sick. He said, hey, just let you know, my wife died, but I still have these huge feelings. Just let you know, my wife passed away, but um, I haven't stopped thinking about you since. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah. And so Bernie gets on the phone with Savannah. She like, Savannah, what should I do? Savannah like, girl, go to that man. I'm like, po decisions. Po decisions. All four of y'all. Po decisions.
Terry out of line because she what she did was cute. She wrote it real cute. She wrote James real nice and cute. But when you really think about like this thing, she called Savannah. Savannah's crying because it is a beautiful letter. It is a beautiful letter. But when you really think about it,
Mm-hmm.
you like, wait a minute, this man, hi.
And yeah. And that's what happened when I was reading it. I'm reading this. I'm like, oh, this is so cute. Then I had to stop. I was like, wait a minute. They met when he was married. This is not cute. Y'all had an affair. And now that the wife
Yeah.
is dead, now y'all gonna try to pick. No, this is not cute. This is sin.
I don't judge. I try not to judge people because you can never say never. You never know what you'll do because Bernadine probably thought she was never gonna do it. Because you know how she was talking about the other girls. So you can never say never. But I just feel like marriage is something that you really not supposed to touch. Like I just but I digress.
Bernie talked to her mama. Her mama's moving back to Philly because she want to be around black folks. James is coming for the week. He's coming to spend a week, and yeah, he's coming to spend a week. And Bernie gets on the phone with Savannah. Savannah, James is coming down here for the week. What you think? And Savannah like, well, I think you missed my birthday yesterday. That's what I think.
I love Savannah.
She's like, you missed my birthday, but I'm not tripping because Kenneth coming down here too. But she wants to cut Kenneth off because she don't want to be a side chick. And I'm like, Savannah, when you slept with him the first time, you became the side chick.
She got her senses though. She got her sense. She said, wait a minute. I've been hearing Robin too long. A little bit of Bernie is getting into my system. I need to get it out. I need to get it out. No, but she a troll because it was Bernie. What did you do for your birthday? Oh, I didn't really celebrate it. I didn't want to make a big call. So, girl, why you go on this phone talking about some? I think you forgot my birthday when you ain't even care. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm like, when she was ready to drop Kenneth, I was ready with her. Cause girl, yeah, you don't need no Kenneth. Who is Kenneth? It's the
Yeah.
three. It's the basically the infant child for me. You have a 3-year-old. That means you're gonna be trying to have me wait another 15 years. Talking about I can't leave because the baby.
Mhm.
Uh-uh.
She like, I'm not gonna be no side chick. And especially now that I got a shot at being an associate producer at my station, yeah, Kenneth, no, it's over for you. And then Bernadine, of course, she's still like waiting on the settlement with John, but she not really trying to push it too hard because she can also be held liable since she signed the tax returns too because they filed jointly. And so I'm like, Bernie, this is why you keep up with the family money
She
going
learned her
on.
lesson.
Yeah, she learned her lesson. Here comes Savannah mama calling again. Savannah, hey, I need you to send me some money. They didn't cut my food stamps down. Savannah, like, what you mean they cut your food stamps down? Oh yeah, I filled out the paperwork wrong. She's like, y'all, they didn't cut my food stamps down to $27. And then her brother who was staying with the mama, he had to move out because the landlord was getting suspicious and she didn't want her Section 8 getting affected too. So I'm like, Savannah, your mama is out here down bad and nobody told you.
That's what she was like too. That's exactly what she was like. She said, not us going outside and ain't nobody gonna give me the heads up.
Because no, because just imagine your mama. is out here struggling. You are in a position to help her. You've been the one helping her. Ain't nobody want to tell you that the position done got worse. Why is my mama
And
struggling
it's
in the
four
first
of
place?
us.
And it's four of us.
And one of us is in the army.
Why is
One of
my
us
mama
is in the
struggling?
army. Come on. Between me and the one in the army, something should be being taken care of.
So Savannah's like, Mama, I'm gonna send you this money. And the next time something like this happens, you tell me, and I don't care what it is, whatever you want, you tell me, and I'll take care of it. Shoot, fooling with the other three, you been out on the street.
Basically.
So Savannah, she decides her convention finally arrives. She goes to Vegas, and this is where I got pissed off. And
This was actually one of my favorite parts.
she meets Charles from a neighboring station, and they are bored with the convention, so they decide to dip. They decide to dip, and they decide to go do them. Just get to know each other, and they both find out that they're having trouble in the romance department. And so, of course, they talk about their dreams. They talk about what they want to have going on. And Charles gives Savannah tips on how to, land the producer job at her station. And then they decide to go out and have them a good time. And while they're out there having a good time, Charles admits that he likes Savannah. And then they leave the party and they go to dinner. And then they go back to Savannah's room and they talk and they have some more talk and get to know each other. And then they sleep together. And then they spend the rest of the trip
Yep.
together. And then they promise to see each other after the trip.
They sure did.
And then, Savannah, she gets back home and she gets a call from Robin. Of course, Robin filling her in on everything that's going on with her. And then Savannah, she does not hear from Charles for 2 weeks. And everybody's encouraging her, like, oh, girl, don't worry. Maybe something came up. You'll hear from him soon. No, nothing. For 2 weeks. For 2 weeks. And so Savannah is heartbroken. And then
My
she's like,
favorite part.
she's heartbroken. And then she's like, you know what? This is my fault. Because I shouldn't have opened myself up to him like that. I know better for next time. I was rooting for Charles, and this part pissed me off. I'm like, yes, Savannah done probably found her dream man finally.
One, accountability, and two, I love this part because it was too easy. It was I like real, not just realistic. It was too easy. Bernie had already had the they're the exception, you're the rule, right? 9 out of 10, that's not gonna happen for you too, right? Lightning don't strike the same place twice. So it's like for what's her name? So when Bernie, it happened for Bernie, okay, this is beautiful, it's cute. But just because it happened for Bernie doesn't mean it's gonna happen for you. Because Bernie had just got her a little happy, and Terry knew what she was doing, setting us up like that. She knew what she was doing, because Bernie had just had her happy ending. We riding that little wave, and then Savannah finally got the nerve to end it with Kenneth because she knows her worth. Then she meet this brother that's showing some worth, getting to know her. She was like, "Oh yeah, they gonna eat this up," and then bam. And then bam, I'm gonna give it to him and make you feel just like Savannah felt, because you feel real out of, like, Charles, you asked me all them questions. And then I know we always bring up being communication majors, but I don't care. That was the major. And being a communication major and going through certain struggles, it's like, oh my God. I opened my soul to you. We need to, that connection, especially in like certain industries, like I feel like it could go either way. People can be really helpful or people can be real competitive. It could go either way. But a lot of times some people be real competitive too. Like you don't share ideas. You write them ideas. What our professor say, you write them ideas down and mail them to yourself. So for them to have a connection enough to be sharing these ideas, I'm gonna help you build. Y'all don't understand. That's some intimate things right there.
Trifling.
And that boy said, "Yep."
Trifling.
No.
Trifling. Charles is probably the most trifling man in this book. I can't even call John the most trifling. It has to be Charles because John John made it clear that he did not love Bernadette. He made it clear. Charles, Charles played with this girl's heart.
Okay.
He knew
Okay.
that this
Because I must say, I mean, Russell,
he told this girl that he
but we
was feeling her. He told this girl that he felt like he had hit the lottery with her. I should have known it was too good to be true right then and there. But I didn't want to believe that. I wanted to believe Savannah had finally found some happiness, but no. This man played with her heart. He played with my heart.
game. That man ran straight game on us all.
It-
Smooth with it too. You carry this book everywhere with you. That's why you carry the book to play these games, huh?
Exactly. The most trifling because he knew he just wanted to sleep with her. And Savannah, I, I hate to say it, Savannah probably would have been down for it. Let's be real.
If he would have been honest, she might have. She might have looked him up and down. He cute. Give it a try.
But no,
But what
no,
he wanted to do?
he wanted
Play
to
a
go.
game.
He wanted to play trifling. I don't want to talk about him no more. We go to Gloria. Philip is still sick, but he's finally told the truth about his illness. He does not have shingles. He has AIDS. Her customers don't want him back because of it, and Gloria's like, "Well, Philip is still he still works here. He's just not feeling well, but he still works here."
It's the people who really be out here. It's the fact that Miss Missionary, is leading the pack.
I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised.
I'm really not surprised.
Miss Missionary herself is in there gossiping, leading the pack when Jesus literally was sitting with the sickly. He
Not even just sitting with
heard
them. He was
about it.
healing them. He was speaking healing over them,
Come on
taking
now.
care of them.
My missions always lead me to Las Vegas. Mind your business, because
Oh
when we
yeah,
start speaking on you, you're gonna get real mad. Huh?
Yeah, your missions always tend to lead you to the city of sin, to Sin City. Miss, I'ma dye my hair bright red.
Come on now. Don't
Like I
play with
said,
him. Do not play with. Do not play with Philip.
I'm really not surprised that she was the ringleader.
Because y'all didn't care when he had your hair laid to the side. You sure didn't.
So Gloria, she's worn out because she's down 3 stylists because Philip is out sick, Desiree done quit, and Cindy is getting ready to leave for school. She's considering leaving, and after Tariq graduates, and then to make matters worse, Philip resigns because he's like, I am not feeling well, and then the people don't want me there, and I'm just gonna do hair out my house because it's easier for me. Cindy's like, you know what, school will be there. I'm gonna stay here with you, Gloria, because you down like 2 stylists, and I don't want to leave you in this position because you've been real good to me. That's called loyalty.
Say it again for the people who don't understand.
That's called loyalty when you take care of the people who've taken care of you. That's called being real. For all y'all people that just be like, oh, I'm gonna step on this person and I'm gonna step on that person to get where I need to go. Just as quickly as you got up there, just as quickly as you gonna fall.
Such as who?
What the Bible say, pride goeth before a what? Fall. It goes before a fall. So yeah, so Savannah's like, Gloria, I'm gonna cancel my hair appointment because I want you to get some rest because I don't want you being all worn out doing my hair. She's like, you're not gonna have me looking a mess. And so Tariq, he's trying to get into up with people, so he's increased his involvement in the community, and he's actually enjoying his involvement in the community. I'm like, okay, great. The boy has found something positive to do. It's a miracle.
Not a miracle.
It is a miracle. And so Savannah and Gloria, they go out to eat. Savannah got the job without Charles's help. And they talk about Gloria finding a man.
It's the fact that people with no man always trying to tell somebody else who need to get a man when they hadn't felt a man touching like a year. And they got to sleep with married men. You ain't got no man. The other one desperate. And y'all want to talk about you need a man, you need a man. And again, with the backwards compliments, tired yet? Y'all not tired. Y'all not tired of judging people when y'all don't have no man at all to be accounted for?
Gloria goes home. She has her nice little swim, and then she has a heart attack.
Not
Gloria have
that
a heart
stuff.
attack. I'm like, a heart attack at the end of the book? What is with y'all wanting to have these people have health issues at the end of the book?
Me, don't play with me right now. Do
They're like,
not play
please
with
don't.
me. Do play with me right now, Miss Ma'am. Because y'all love pulling this.
Don't do this. Don't do that. Yeah, so Savannah, she driving home from having dinner and she breaks down in the middle of the road. And I'm like, now you the second character I done read in a book that done broke down in the middle of the road. And so of course she gets help, she gets out the way, she calls her mama. Her mama's like, hey, your sister had the baby, it's a boy, and I'm not gonna be able to make it down there for Christmas because I'm gonna stay here and help her with the baby. And when you gonna find a man? What happened with Kenneth? So Savannah's like, Mama, I have my own life. I'm grown. I will find a man when the time is right. I don't appreciate you being all in my business. And so then after she, apologizes to her mom for yelling at her, she gets off the phone, and then Kenneth calls. Kenneth's like, hey, I'm coming back out there. I'm planning to go to Palm Springs. I want you to come with me. Savannah's like, Kenneth, I'm not going with you to Palm Springs. You're married. You have a daughter. And I'm not going to be a side chick. And so Savannah decides to get her life together. She quits smoking and she gets her a new car and she goes to see Gloria. And Gloria is in the hospital. And we find out that she only survived because Marvin ran over and gave her CPR. And he's possibly in love with her. And I'm like, in the last 20 pages, Terry, you gonna spin up a whole relationship in 20 pages?
She said, y'all gonna read this next book. Y'all gonna read this next book.
Of a 403-page book, you gonna spin up a romance in the last 20 pages. When the lady that had a heart attack and almost died. I don't know about you, but if I'm in the hospital recovering, the last thing I'm thinking about is romance. I'm trying to survive.
Literally, this girl is trying to pray to her baby. She trying to speak to her baby, tell him that she here, she alive. And Terry said, "Oh yeah, we got you a man, girl. No, you just need your little man take care of you, and poof, you go." I'm sorry, it's him saying that he Gloria husband. It's him saying he Gloria husband, then Tyreek daddy, and the rest of them, we sisters and doctor. You know what? It's not even my business. The doctor, I know y'all lying, but it's not even my business. I don't care. But it's Tyreek wanting to smile when he said, "Oh yeah, and I'm the boy daddy." Now you've been rebellious. You had smart comments this whole time. This man said, I'm the boy daddy. Y'all knew him for 2 seconds. You knew him for 2 seconds. And you like, yeah, I got me a daddy. Him and
Yeah.
your mama not even official. She don't even know he like her.
Gloria, she improves. Tariq gets in the up with people, and Marvin's like, "Oh yeah, when you get better, maybe we can like do something." I'm like, in the last 20 pages, Terry. And then we get to Robin. Robin's dad has died. She's pregnant with Russell's baby, but she's like, I'm gonna raise it on my own. I don't need him. And Michael calls to console Robin. He's the one there for Robin, helping Robin through the heartbreak, making sure she's taken care of. And what does Robin say? Oh, Michael, you're such a nice guy, but you're not the guy for me. Robin, he's literally here helping you after the father of your child left.
I don't care that you are pregnant with another man's baby. What more do you want, Robin? What more do you want? Literally, this is, you know what this reminds me of?
What?
This girl was saying how basically, I'm making a long story short, her son is autistic. He's he's nonverbal. And she was praying to God about praying to God praying to God. If all she wants is to like her baby to say I love you, her baby to tell her I love you. That's all I want. All I want. All I want. And so basically, since he's nonverbal, he went to like speech or something like that, and they helped him to like either he wrote it or he did some type of sign to be like, oh, I love you. And she was like, oh, okay, like I'm not gonna take this boy to school. She just kind of brushed it off. And she was like, she had to stop in that moment because that's the thing I've been begging God for is my son for my son to tell me he loves me, but because it wasn't the way that I pictured it, because he didn't verbally say it wasn't the way I pictured it, then I didn't accept or acknowledge the blessing. I feel like that about Robin. Like I've been praying for this. I want the house. I want this. I want this. I want this. But because it doesn't look like this image that I wanted to look like in a man, then it must not be for me. It must not be good. When literally everything that you want this man is, but because it doesn't look like what you want it to be, we're not gonna appreciate it because it doesn't look like what you want it to be. And that I'm gonna leave it there.
The book ends with the girls having happy endings, sort of. Uh, Bernadine, she gets almost $1 million in her settlement. Gloria starts up something with Marvin. It's not a relationship. She just like we testing each other out. Savannah gets her a new man, and Robin dropped Russell.
Amen.
For the side characters, James is still around for Bernie. Philip, unfortunately, is struggling financially. And Desiree came back after quitting the salon because she realized she needed a job. Because what did the black salon is there in Phoenix, Desiree?
Who else need weaves?
And so Bernie, she plans to donate. She make a lot of plans with this money, and I'm like, okay, Bernie, now hold on now. It's not $1 million. It's not over. It's under. It's close, but it's not exactly. You can't be donating it all and giving it to everybody and still hoping for everything to work out.
I'm glad he made us read this because I'm glad I bought the second book because I'm reading the second book. I don't know when or where or how I'm getting to that second book. But yeah, Terry did her thing. She did her thing. She said, y'all are gonna read the second book. Every movie I drop, y'all are gonna watch it. I'm gonna give y'all the blueprint. And then I'm gonna watch y'all fail at trying to recreate it. I'm gonna give you the blueprint and I'm gonna watch you fail at trying to recreate it because you're not doing it your way. You gotta do stuff your way.
What was your favorite part of the book?
I am a romance girl. So I think, but romance in the sense, I also like realistic romance. Like my favorite two romance movies are Love Jones, of course, and He's Just Not That Into You. I know how people feel about Love Jones, but I love me some Love Jones, and I love me some He's Just Not That Into You because it talks about both of them are not the stereotypical, even though people think they are. I don't feel like they're stereotypical because a little bit of everybody's in the wrong type of thing. So one of my favorite parts is actually dealing with Savannah. It's the ending of Savannah's storyline because we come right off of Bernie's love at first sight. And then we think Savannah's getting the same thing. And I'm like, oh, Lord Jesus. Come on now. Can we be so cliche? But Terry's like, no, that's not how it works, Savannah. Everybody don't get love at first sight. But, and it makes her seem like, because you know, when you first get your heart broken, that you're going to be bitter. But she actually grows from it. And she even tells Gloria, like, you know what? That was on me. That was me and my decision. I should have guarded my heart more. All of these things, but also knowing that I'm enough. I feel like Savannah's learning like I'm enough and not putting so much emphasis on love. And also having that balance between work and love and things like that. So that's my favorite part of the story. That part where it's like, okay, it's weird. It might be weird for some people that that's my favorite part, but I like it, especially because it's not to me, it's not the cliche, happily ever after that you would think that somebody would get.
My favorite part was the ending where Bernadine got her life back, started focusing on her and opening her catering business.
Who was your favorite character?
Okay. I feel like I'm being very biased. In the movie, it was Savannah. In the book, it might have to be Savannah as well. I love Whitney Houston. I'm a communications major. like, so Savannah has a lot of sense out of the group. Has a lot of sense out of the group. Savannah is also one of the least pitiful out of the group, I feel like. She did reach a low, and she does have her low moments. I'm not saying she doesn't have low moments, but she's a lot more, I feel like, self-aware than the other girls. She has a lot more accountability to say, like, you know what, that's on me. And again, sense to be like, you know what, this is a little, this I probably shouldn't be doing. Let me cut it off now. So that's why she's one of my favorites.
Bernadine. The reason why is because her story, while not everybody goes through it, it's just the way that she overcame it and got her life back in the end. We can all, take note from that, and just her strength. It's very good.
Who'd you relate to the most?
Probably Savannah. Again, communications major. Both a little bit, just a little bit diluted by 90s R&B love. We may both be in that category. But I also think that anytime that I have done something questionable, or I feel like is like I've been dumb over love, I've always been aware of it. I've never been like, well, maybe it's not what I think it is. So that's why I feel like I'm more like Savannah. Also being kind of sure of myself. I've never been put in a situation. Well, have I? I was going to say I've never been in a situation like Bernie but I have. And I think a lot of people who've been in romantic relationships have been in situations where when you're with somebody, you kind of forget your worth. So I think that it will be, in some parts, I think I kind of relate to Bernie as well, of like forgetting my worth and doing so much for other people. But I think the most would be Savannah, especially how I love just how Savannah is.
Bernadine, once again. While I can't relate to her story, I did like the way that the timeline went. We see her getting the news, then we see her, going through the struggle. Then at the end, she gets the strength back, the power back. And we can all relate to that, going through something terrible, whatever have you, and then getting that strength back in the end to push on.
How important would you say this story is for Black women?
I think it's very important. The main thing is sisterhood. For humanity overall, I would say the different lessons of struggle that everybody went through. Like, everybody was going through something different. So I think humanity can relate to all of that.
Did you feel like Black women were represented properly in the story?
I do and I don't. The reason I do is because, like I said, it's all relatable situations. But I don't, because they always make it seem like Black women just deals with just trash men all the time. And not everybody deals with that.
I'm back again with my sister Anna. Like I told y'all earlier, Anna was the person who, when I wanted to read the book, she lent me her digital copies. So, Anna, I have a special surprise for you to thank you.
Okay.
So just wait here while I go get it.
Oh, Lord. You ain't tell me nothing about this.
To thank Anna for lending me her digital copies, I bought you your own copy of Waiting to Exhale.
Oh my God.
And Getting the Happy.
Bruh, I literally, okay, so this is the sequel. I don't know if he's gonna cover this or not. I literally just got done reading this on my iPad, and I told him that. So this is a surprise to me. Thank you so much. These will be going in my collection, and he knows what I'm talking
about. All right.
This is good. I like this.
Still to come on Read with Ronald. For her to be able to write the movie and it be her script that they use and get the credit for it, yeah, we gonna give her credit.
A new level of respect I have for Terry in her writing.
It literally seemed like they took the beginning and the end and made a movie and then cut out all the middle.
I can read the book or watch the movie. What's the point of me doing both if it's gonna be exactly the same? Angela Bassett is a Meryl Streep. Angela Bassett has variety, okay? And can act and does the research.